It's me. Yeah, I know. I've been a little bit like resting. I can't tell you. I've just been resting. And I said I'd come on today because tomorrow we start our 10-day um, work. Okay, here's my thing. So let me go on here. So we're going to be hitting our 10-day wave spell that we do where you build up that energy for 10 days through the galactic calendar. Okay. So those of you that have your calendars, we have 10 days of some goodness that we're going to be doing. So, and YouTube format and everything is acting up. I don't know what's going on, but they got some issues in their tissues going on. And we have a lot on our plates right now. A lot. Okay. Okay, so listen up. There's so much going on energetically. The Schumann's resonance has been off the chart. And it has really been causing people to fracture out, to act out, to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, to be in a what do moment. And here is one of the things I noticed, like today, we went to Spirit Halloween. And as soon as we parked the car, I told the young one, I said, now we got to keep an eye out for any strange, unusual looking people that are not acting right. Because as soon as something looks abnormal, we got to go. Because people are just showing up at places and shooting and doing crazy stuff, talking about their Jesus, walking around butt naked and causing all kind of havoc and then taking out other people and then don't remember it. I said, okay. So a lot of people are getting hijacked. All right. So before we get out of the car, I see, always with me, I see this being, the way he was dressed. I'm like, what the hell is this? Carrying some kind of long, it looked like a gaming guitar thing, like the kind that you use when you do the gaming thing. It didn't look right. This person didn't look right, period. So he has like this silk scarf thing on his head, but he just kind of put it on his head and it was hanging down in front. And I go, what the hell is that? And I said, okay, we're going in. Is he an employee that's working at Spirit Halloween? You don't want nobody to see his face. And then I started looking. He's got mismatched socks on. He's wearing these shorts and some kind of top. He don't look right. So I'm like, oh God. So I said, okay, come on, we're gonna go. So he puts the guitar over on the other side of the wall and he walks up into Spirit Halloween at the doorway. And I said, oh no, what is going on? He stands there and he tells them, I'm coming in here and I need all of you to acknowledge me as a woman. And I said, oh God, here we go. And I get the young one. I said, I go like this. Like this. Get over here. Hey, lovely. So I go, get over here. And so you see the two people that work there and two employees, they're standing at the doorway. And this guy is full on yelling, screaming at them, saying, you're going to honor me as a woman and I dress myself as a woman and I'm coming into your store and you're going to honor me like that. And the girl says, no, not the way you're dressed. You're not a woman. He says, yes, I am. He said, I go, come on. So we go around on the side and the girl tells him, you need to leave. And he doesn't want to leave. And then she says, okay, we're going to go ahead and call the police and have them redirect you in your life. So the guy gets all upset because he's not going to be recognized as a woman for coming into Spirit Halloween. And so he decides to leave. And I said, this is where we got to watch out, because this is where they go and go get something, then come back and cause a problem. So I just kind of kept a watch out and kept listening. I don't know about all of you. Got some lint. I don't know if a lot of you are feeling really sensitive in the ears, but my sense of hearing has just gone sky high. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that I'm hearing? So my audio is like sky high right now. And so I'm just keeping my ears out, waiting to hear anything abnormal that's going to be happening at the door. So lucky enough, he went ahead and skedaddled himself with his little scarf over his head. I mean, I'm not talking about he had it like just wearing it. No, he had it fully down, trying to pull off a makeshift reanimation of the woman in the yard that wasn't happening. So I was just not, no, I'm like, we're not doing this today. So that kind of crazy stuff I'm noticing there. Then, after we're done, I said, okay, I gotta go by the crystal shop and go drop off a plate for a young lady. Spirit kept telling me, make this plate for this lady. And I said, okay. And she's the one that made me my crystal ring. So we go in the parking lot. We're driving. I'm looking for a parking spot. I come up behind this car that's looking for a parking spot. The person is not paying attention. And you know the dividers, the aisles that when they put that curves around to take you into the next place for a parking spot. He, I don't know, runs into that and is driving. Driving all up on the bark is flying all over the place. And as I'm driving, and we're watching it in real time, all I could do was say, yeah, I'm so gonna get a refund. Because this has turned into one hell of a show. And so then he sees bark flying all over the place, and I'm like, get your ass off of the aisle. Like, get on the asphalt, not the aisle. You're gonna mess up your car. And you see the car go, boom, boom, boom. And then she's just driving along. I find a parking spot. And I said to myself, see, this is why I don't like to come out. I just like to stay kind of safe inside, because you just never know what you're going to be running into when you get out here with the crazies. So instead of that song when Kendrick Lamar comes on, I see dead people, I'm all about, I see clown people, I see crazy people, I see stupid people. And it's just the craziest thing. So I'm just like, I said, we're going to make this short and quick, because, you know, we're going to be like the reverse of a vampire. We have to get it in before noon. Because it just seems like as the sun peaks at a higher level, there's more craziness that's happening. I'm just like, I can't do this. So here we are. We're going to have our 10-day, hi lovely, our 10-day getting together, doing 10 days of the galactic wave spell that comes in. Now, if you haven't gone to 13 moons, I always stress this, so you can find out what sign you are, so that you can see when you are going to fall into your activations here. Okay, all these these are all high energies. Now, take that. What's going to happen in 10 days? We start tomorrow. Let's see. We got sun. We got plasma. We got the Shimareza. Okay, we got mother saying, I can't take it no more. I'm getting rid of everything that's just not right. Okay, so mother's going on. Then we got made up stuff happening, dirty EMF stuff. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting 10 days. Jesus. So get ready for a fun time. Now, this one's going to be a little different, and I'm still trying to get one more person on board. Hi, Donna. So I'm still trying to get one more person. So what is different this time, we're doing what we call a network activation of the DNA. And in the network, I will start my, what are you doing? We are out of Mercury retrograde. Stop having problems in your command. There. All right. So we decided to do it's going to be tied in with the 10 days, but we're going to do a dual thing. Actually, I'm hoping it'll be a triple thing. So I will start off the day with the read, the energy. We are going to dive into the shadow because we have a dark moon coming up on the 22nd, 23rd, depending on where you are in the world, you'll be dealing with this. And this shadow moon is going to be powerful. It's going to be kick butt. So there are certain things that you're going to want to do to get prepared for this. There's certain things that you're going to want to be in to bring in what it is that you desire to bring in. This is going to be like that secretive mission impossible journey that you're going to do with yourself. But here's the key. We're going to give you all the going into the shadow part, looking at it, and diving into those places that's going to make you question your soul on what is still in your way that's not allowing you to really see, feel, obtain what it is that you desire. Okay? That's what we're going to be doing. So I will start off the first part of it. Then later on in the day, you can hop over to Marty. So Marty she does her teachings with empath. She works with the empath part. So you can go in and get into Marty's. I'm going to put up all her info tomorrow so that you will have it, and I'll type it into the box. Actually, no, I can't get over that right now. Okay. So you're going to go over to Marty Hicks Forrest, Forrest. Marty can put it in right there. Exactly how her name is spelled right there in the chat. Go over to her page. She's going to have part 2 of what you're going to be looking for. Then if I can get, this is my, I'm going to just put it here. You don't have to feel committed to it or anything. I'm just going to present it here. But my third one would be if Donna, because she specializes in sound therapy, that you can go over to her Instagram and then pick up sound medicine. It would probably be like 1 or 2 minutes of something that she'll put together that you can use for 2 or 3 days, something that she'll put together, and you can get sound therapy. So I put a call out to her, and I know she's busy, and I just wanted to try to catch her and see if she would do it. So then you would have medicine number one, medicine number two, and medicine number three to go through and tie this in all. And then medicine number four is you. You are going to have that communion time with your higher self. So I know a lot of you probably are struggling with trying to keep yourself grounded, trying to hear clearly, trying to have your clarity. But here's the trick to this. You got to get off of 3. You got to get off of 4. You got to get off of 5. You got to get off of 6. You got to get off of 7. You got to get off of 8. You got to get off of 9. You got to get off of 10. You got to get off of 11. You got to get off of 12. No, you can start at 12. Okay? Tap in through 12th dimension on up. Now you're probably saying, oh, you can't do that. Why? Who said you can't? See, this is where I go to the great beyond the box. Who said you can't? If you tell yourself you can't do it, then you can't do it. I'm living proof that I can do that. I can go 12, 13, 14, 15, go up to where I can and get things done in a different way. We already tried this out in our Galactic Spiral Light group with practitioners, and we're doing that. Now, we used to just keep everything with 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension, but ever since everything's been shooting up and really going up high, we're now, okay, we got to shift. Now, a lot of you are probably having a lot of problems with your eyes. You're feeling this energy of, oh my God, my eyes are just irritated. There you go. That's the channel that you can go to. It's Marty Foster 1111. She's got those ones in there. Step through a door, step through a door. Notice how the thumbnail was a doorway. Okay? We got to go through that doorway. All right? So your eyes are probably really sensitive. Your ears are probably really sensitive. And because there's so much high energy going on, you're really feeling your nervous system, your body is on edge. So we're going to be going through this whole thing together, walking through 10 days of medicine where we're all in this galactic wave energy with each one of the kids and what they bring and what the message are. So instead of trying to dial into one word, 3 words that are bringing in what they're doing, you probably will dive into one word and see what that brings for you. And then we'll talk about the rune activation of the day. We'll talk about the crystals. The crystals have been nonstop for me. I swear, between Sage Goddess and Stacy Royal Gems, I have to stop myself, literally, because I'm getting in trouble. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a really good. Oh, how much? Oh, well, sold. I want that. So I find myself gravitating to a lot of crystals right now. You're probably feeling that too. And it's because they are hyped up in so much energy. They are resonating that plasmic photonic light energy right now that we need to process a lot of these codes. You're going to get tired because your energy is going to go up and it's going to drop and it's going to go up and it's going to drop. But in between those drops is where we're processing and integrating those codes. And you have to remember this, because we have the artificial net, we're dissolving that. Now, I have this saying now, I didn't come here to fit into the system. I came here to break it. Okay? So there's a lot of us here. We came here to break the system, not be a part of the system. All right? So in that process, when you're getting your codes are all about being activated. Now, you're going to probably feel some of your codes getting activated in your neck, in your shoulders, and down the middle of that spine. That's where that Kundalini is sitting out at. Okay? And it's going to pull up some of those codes. Now, for the women, you're probably going to feel a lot of that coming up through the hips and all down in the womb and pelvis area. That's the birthing girth of energy. We're going to be hauling all of that energy. So groundingness is needed, as well as allowing that energy to come up through the spine itself so you can activate those codes. Ask for your activation codes when you lay down at night and you create that sacred space. You ask for your codes. Now, if you want to ask for your codes during the daytime, if you're in the middle of your water rituals and you're in the middle of all your wonderful stuff that you do for yourself to get yourself going, please do that. But this is going to be 10 days of present awareness energy. We got to be present. You have to be present more than ever now, because wherever you're stepping, wherever you're walking, whatever you're doing, pay attention to where you're stepping, okay? Because things are shifting so fast. That might look solid at that moment, but then you step off and it creates a ripple. There's a ripple of energy that you stepped in. You got to remember, everything is shifting. Everything is dimensional. You are dimensional. Mother's dimensional. So with all of us going through our dimensional stuff, it's like turning the key and lock. Okay, is that aligned? Okay, you can go now. Up, that's in between. You can't go. Up, there you go. You can go now. So it's like everything has to click, 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 align. And we're in those clicking, clicking, align type of energies right now. So I talked about the eyes. I'm going to my notes. What is the rebel inside? We're going to be diving into that and raising that snake energy. Now, Pluto is still in retrograde. Neptune is still in retrograde. Chiron is still in retrograde. Okay, so Mercury already went direct, but we still kind of feel a little bit of caliwampus stuff with Mercury. You know, this is where you still have to pay attention to what you're saying and making sure people are hearing you. Oh my God, pay attention to this. When you are moving up higher on those energies, remember what I've been saying. I've been telling all of you this. As you go up and you process and you lock your codes in, the ones that you're talking to or so that's not doing it, they're not going to be able to hear you. Okay, this is where communication is going to get flipped. This is where you said, well, I told you this and said this, Did you not hear me? And then you're going to be like, I just told you that. Why are you not hearing me? Because if you're up here and they're here, they can't hear you. There's that gap in between. Okay? That's a part of that separational energy. This is not a, thank you, because I was looking for the words. This is going to be based solely on the activation codes through the blood that's coming online, because blood is what? Plasma. Okay? And once those come online and it's activated within you, now you have all these activational codes going in that's got to settle in. You got to recognize what's calling to you. And you cannot be faking this. Okay? There's no faking bullcrap. This is going to be in your face, real things you need to look at and be true with and get really clear on. Okay? Whatever you are looking at and another person might be looking at it might not be the same thing that you both are looking at. Might sound the same, might be the same idea, but might not be the same thing that you're looking at, because it's on two different dimensions. Okay? This person might be on an entirely different dimension than this person. So there's going to be a lot of this, and all I can tell you is stay in your space, stay in your heart space, and stay true to yourself. Okay? So just be aware of that. So Marty will do the second part. If I can get Donna to participate in sound, where she can put up a video and do sound, do her sound medicine, then all of you can go over to her Instagram and go into the sound. What we created is, I kind of like this, and I thought this was pretty cool. It's networking together with each other. So all of us are here for the same thing and helping each other to heal, helping each other to activate, helping each other to see, feel clear, get clear. So by us holding the space so that you can go in to these different parts and get some good medicine for yourself, that's what we're here for. So I thought it was really cool how things just drop right in. I'm like on the phone and I'm talking and I said, yeah, what's up? And I'm holding conversation with Marty this morning, and it just drops right in. And I said, you know what? We need to do this all together. All of us need to come together. We need to do it as a network of activation for the DNA. Now, Donna has a sound. Everything came through in spiral and sound. So she's going to hold that space. I know I'm talking for you. I know. Anyway, she's probably like, I don't know what that. So she'll probably have just the sounds that comes in so that you can go in and get that sound frequency. That's going to be soothing. That's going to be what you need at that moment. Okay. So I'm looking really forward to doing this. This is an entirely different way of doing these 10 days. Remember, in the 10 days, this is all about building up momentum. This is building up the energy. This is looking. This is getting in there and saying, okay, I'm done. Because when we get into the energy of that dark moon energy, this is where I will give you an assignment of what you're going to be doing in that window space of that time. Okay? And things that you can make. Tomorrow we'll start off with the salt bowl. I'll teach you about how I made a salt bowl and taught the practitioners how to make the salt bowl to put underneath your bed. And there's no water in it, but there's a lot of medicine in it. So you might want to start getting your salt and your bowls ready. Putting that all together, it can be different for everyone depending on what you want to put into it. But let me tell you, I love my salt bowl. Great results. Matter of fact, let's just put it like this. I pass out in my bed. I'm just like, and then if I have to get up or something and come back in, I go right back to sleep. And we're going to talk about magnesium malate. Those of you that have fibromyalgia, that might have a lot of joint soreness, say like you work out a lot and you're doing a lot, and as we get up in age, you're sore a little bit more. That magnesium malate, especially in chewables, does wonders. And it's one of them that is easily absorbed in the body. Okay, that helps to alleviate a lot of soreness. Now, with everything that's coming at us, you're going to feel that soreness. You're going to feel that I can't get out of bed today. I got to go to sleep. I need to get more rest. You're going to feel that. Then you're going to feel those times when you feel more creative. Like, God, I got so much energy. I just want to go, and do things. This is where we're also going to talk about working with your copper, wearing it, layering yourself up, oiling with the good oils, keeping yourself in the rhythm of these next 10 days. Why is this important? Because our next month, we're stepping into number 9 energy. But in that time, we're also stepping into the energies of those eclipses coming. And we know what happens when we get eclipse energy. That's when great change happens. And I know a lot of us, we're not, those of you that are looking for new places to live or looking for your home, everyone is in that same boat. They're looking for their new home. And now is the time that you really can line up the energy and put it out there, what you're looking for. So you can fine tune the energy to have that come into play. And one thing I've learned in this time of quietness and just kind of tuning out and just being, I had all the intentions in the world come on Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But my energy was all about rest and just be. And that was one of the things that Marty was talking about this morning on her channel. It was all about being. Sometimes you don't have to go do something. And if you're not aligned to do it, don't go doing it. Because then that means you're not really aligned with it. And sometimes I just have to sit back and say, I need to wait. Because a lot of times when you're in the process of being, that's when Source is talking to you. That's when you're getting information. That's when you're getting ideals. That's when you're getting that message of something you need to change or pay attention to. Versus constantly going, and doing stuff thinking that you have to. It's in that place of that have to. You don't have to do nothing except breathe on this planet. And even that's being done for you unless something comes along and it's going to change that. But you just need to breathe. So we're going to talk about that belly breath activation. We're going to talk about the spirit of water, the spirit of air, the spirit of Mother Earth. We're going to talk about the spirit of fire. I got a really good teaching from Spirit yesterday about fire. Spirit came in and I was saying, God, I'm so hot. Why I get so hot? And I flare up in heat, and then it was like, shoo, and then everything's gone. It says fire is a signal activation to remind others of their spark within. That you're just not a spark of light, that you need to be the flame that's glowing. You need to be the flame of fire. And fire is a moving spirit that's coming to cleanse, to move things, to shake things up, to bring action, to bring in spontaneity, to bring in that energy. That's what fire is. It's also that purification that comes in with that fire. And Sundance and when we come together and we're going into Sundance or we're going into Lodge, we call on Grandfather Fire or Grandfather of the stones, but the Grandfather of fire that's coming in, that's giving that light, that's giving that heat, that's giving that activation of what we're stepping into going forward. So each one of you, you need to start asking the spirit of fire, what is it that needs to burn away? So I can see myself in complete light of myself. 100%. And not being afraid to see yourself the way you are. Not being afraid to see where you're weak and where you're strong at. And then some of you might just be going through a complete breakdown of the self, where you're just like at a place you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do. You're operating in this world, but you're at a loss trying to figure out what's your part. And you're asking yourself every day. You might be coming out of corporate world and now you're all like, I got to do something new. What would that be? What would it be? And how many times those of us have gone through coaching training and everything have been asked this question throughout your whole training? If you could go start tomorrow, walk outside your door and start something without money being a problem, you could just step right into it and show up and do it and just start it, what would it be? Don't put money on it. Don't put, if you got to have transportation, don't put anything on it. What would it be? Because when you really look at it, you have the power to start it, to do it. But what gets in the way is that ego mind starts timing us out and telling us, oh, I can't do it because it's going to cost this much money. And I'm not really sure how this would turn out and how long it would take. And you see that? That comes in. So when that comes in, we need to be able to go, you know what? I'm just going to turn that off because I need to step into, thank you for the love hearts. So I need to step into what my light is saying. When you connect to the light of yourself, and then the breath of yourself, that's when you can see and you have clarity. You can't have it in between the gaps of doubt and fear and limitation and trying to second guess how spirit's going to bring it to you. It's not going to work like that. So this is a lesson for all of us, and we're all going to do this together. We're all going to walk this together in these next 10 days. And I hope if you're first time person coming on to this Be So Light tribe, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're inviting you to challenge yourself for 10 freaking days. What can you change about yourself in 10 days? What can you level up in 10 days? Where can you go to the darkest part of yourself in your shadow, dive in there and say no more to, and look yourself in the face and have that fight, and then cut the cord and be done with it and move on? Where can you become the invisible you, moving through and shifting through the dimensions and seeing things very clearly and coming back with that information and utilizing it? Yeah, I said that. Being an invisible you. Yeah. What? You don't think you can do that? You don't think you do it all the time, you just don't remember it. What do you think astral journaling is? What do you think that is? You show up invisible. The only ones that can see you if they're tailgating you and watching your trail. All right? Yeah, there you go. I'm going to take you on that different part of that journey. And Spirit's going to do the rest. But right now it's going to be me, Marty, hopefully Donna. We are going to be the three fates. The fates that you have to go through. And as the fates, I got goosebumps. As the fates that we are, we're going to challenge you. We're going to bring you to the deepest part of your soul and have you look at yourself in a different way. We're going to bring that right here. Each one of us has a channel. So you get to go and network and drop in to the channel. All you got to do is subscribe and show up. It's not like we're asking you for thousands and thousands and thousands of tax dollars for the rest of your life. Oh yeah, wait. That's already been done to us, right? So we're going to point all that out. Yeah. Because we get to rewrite the script, because we get to shift out of this makeshift reality. We get to be divergence. This isn't real. All three of the shows are present on Pluto if you need a refresher. This isn't real. That show is so on point because that's us. Divergent. We don't fit in the box. We came here to break the system, not become a part of the system. And for some of us to finally wake up and really see that for what it is and to say, yeah, no, where's my sword? Let's rock and roll. Let's go. Let's get rid of all the nonsense that doesn't belong here. Let's get rid of all those contracts that tied us into stuff that we're not supposed to be in. And we still have a lot of work to do because as we keep moving forward, we got to keep clearing the files so you can anchor the new stuff. This is where we're going. And as Priestess of Galactic Light, Spiral Light, as Priestess Makala, I am calling you out right now. Do I have a 10-day commitment from all of you that are coming? You have to show up. Not for me, for yourself. And if not for yourself and you got little ones, show up so you can bring that energy in and those codes and make sure your little ones get those codes through you. Right through that belly button. Yes, right there. Right there. Yeah, right there. You want them to stop acting out, tap your belly button and say, you know what, I just need you to stop doing that. There you go. Belly button magic. There you go. Stop acting out. Will you please just go love yourself and stop doing this? There you go. There. Just saying. I'm just saying. So I want you to get prepared for this journey because in this journey, you just don't know who you might meet. You might meet an ancient one come rap tapping at your door. You might get a nighttime visit. You might get a water visit. I can't tell you how the shower is the portal of visits. I'm used to it now. It's like, okay, I have nothing on. All right, how's this going? All right. You are who? All right. So get ready for the network activation of the DNA, where you get to go from pod 1, pod 2, pod 3. I hope you're going to enjoy this. So let's step into today what we're looking at as far as for Saturday, which is this red lunar serpent. That's that snake energy. And how when you really set your intentions and you set your space to be sacred space, you set it with that intention of, I'm clearing and I'm setting this sacred space so that nothing of a lower vibration from a lower dimension, it doesn't have any permission being here. Yod Hot Shimbahe. Okay? No business being here. And you mean it. And you command it so. I'm going to get you used to commanding it. Some of you are doing this, oh yeah, I command it so, yeah. Yeah, command it. No, I command it so. Command it. Bring it in. Mean it. Put it out there. Say, oh no, you're not going to do that. Don't, I command it so. Done deal. Thank you. And keep it going. You're going to sit in your queenship. You're going to sit in your kingship of yourself. You're going to sit in that throne. Who the hell is sitting on the throne? It better be you. And you better be the one ruling. This is the journey we're going to take. I hope you're ready for it. I sure the hell am. So let's take a look at today's kin. We're at kin 145, the red lunar serpent. I polarize in order to survive, stabilizing instinct. I seal the store of life force. Here we go. With the lunar tone of challenge. I am guided by the power of navigation. The color is red. The planet is Maldak. And the crown is activated, as well as Earth family is polar. We do have the X marks the spot, and that's Gib. So that one, I'll go down and look at it. We do have the warrior spot. And here, for today, they have off onto the side, sex awakens knowledge. Okay. No children in the room right now. Okay. We're going to talk about this. If you're with your partners, this is the best time to have magical, transformational of your world sex. Both of you set the intention and what you're creating, because that's coming together as a divine feminine and divine masculine energy and creating. What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to attract? Both of you are online for the same thing, tapped into that divine feminine and masculine energy that's around us like crazy right now. So now you're saying, but what if you don't have a partner? What if you're just single by yourself? Then this is where you do the dance with spirit. This is where you are the vessel of the divine and masculine energy that will, being the divine energy of yourself and being with the beautiful, what I call the holiness of divine masculine energy of source, and having source bring in that essence of that divine masculine energy with you, because you're a vessel. You're able to dance with both parts of that. You're the vessel that's holding that because you don't have a physical partner. That should never stop anybody from having that kind of connection, period. Period. So with that, put that on the list of things to step into together. Homework assignment. There you go. Okay, we're into the 38th anniversary of the harmonic conversion of 1987. What the hell was going on in 1987? Well, let's see. In 1984, I graduated from high school. So 3 years afterwards, I was doing CNA and taking studies for becoming a licensed nurse. So, and plus dance. I was doing my jazz and choreography work. I had all three of those things going. So what was going on in 1987 in your world? Think about it. 1987. Okay? So the 13th moon of the 28-day cycle is the key that opens the harmonic frequency, acknowledge of the solar ring, which precipitates heightened awareness previously unknown. Okay, this is where you go up and you tap on that door and you open it, and this is where somewhere in time moment is getting ready to happen. Your somewhere in time moment might be the time that in 1987 you had like this awareness thing, or it might be in 1987 something most traumatic happened to you and you had to deal with that energy. This might be the year that you had a most liberating moment of something that you took charge of and walked in. This might be a memorable moment of something good or something bad in 1987. So that is a doorway that's lining up. And it's also the key of what we call breaking a hold, breaking a looping, breaking a holding pattern. A lot of times certain year traumas are linked to a cycle, a pattern, and a looping. Okay? But you don't know it because you don't put it together with the year. That's where Spiral Light comes in. That's where we go in and find the root cause of whatever it is, of when it first took root. When did this first happen? So that you go and take a look at this, then we can clear that timeline. Can't clear a timeline if you don't go back and look at the root timeline of where it all started. What was the anchor? A lot of people don't even realize some of the things that started their life spiraling out of control was linked to the first time they gave their power away to learning how to smoke a cigarette. So the cigarette was the key to belonging, to being seen, to being heard. And the cigarette was also a key of fitting in with a certain group of people. So now you got to ask yourself, is that cigarette still the key to where you are now? Is it still the truth? Because if it's not the truth, then you get to extinguish that cigarette back in 1987 that takes care of that whole timeline energy of where it's been showing up in your life up to now. Oh, I got your attention, don't I? Yeah. You're thinking now. You're saying, oh, that's good. That's real good. I thought I worked on all that. Yeah. No. This is where you got to go back and look. This is where the dark moon comes in that we're coming into later this week. This is where the dark moon, Hecate, the dark mother, she comes in and she says, what path are you looking for? Have you taken care of everything? Because you still are trying to make a decision, but you can't walk anywhere because there's too many things blocking you. All right? So now you're looking at this. And that's going to be gate 108, that 9 energy. Oh, yeah. So we got a lot of mental stuff that's going to be happening here. The cosmic creation, all in the back of the head here. So if this is getting tender, if these channel points right here in the back are tender, these are the ones you got to pay attention to. And they're the ones that you have to protect. All right. Good old camphor oil, some protection oils there. Shield that as we're going through this medicine. Okay. So let's take a look at this rune and go down into that space. Okay. Let's take a look at the symbol. So get your journals ready, get your pens ready, and tomorrow we will be doing a water activation for codes to get you started so that you can move into that. Get your crystals out of what you want to be using for your work. However you're going to be using your crystal. If you're going to make a crystal sphere, like a grid that you're going to work with. I said sphere because I got too many spheres I've been working with. Ah! I'm having a good time with the crystals. Yeah, love my crystals. Just can't. I hate when I walk into a crystal store because it's like somebody's here. Oh, it's a crystal keeper. Maybe I can get her to take me home with her. And then you get to a big old thing and you see a crystal, you pick it up. Would you like to go home with me? No, for somebody else put me down. I'm like, okay, fine. Would you? I'll go with you. Okay, I'll take this one. You gotta ask now. Just don't assume that they want to work with you because those are the ones that come up missing. I just bought that. I don't understand. So today is Geeb. That's the one that has that X. The one that we saw in King Kong movies all over the place. Yeah. X marks the spot. This is all about the gift that ripens the throne. The gift that ripens the throne. So, everyone today, after we're done, you're going to go head over and get to Marty's page. And then I, out of respect for Donna, because I want to give Donna time to think about it if she wants to do it or not, I should have it or not by tomorrow if she's going to hold space for that. So I just kind of want to know. Just say yes. Come on. It'll be the 3 fates. So exciting. So, okay. So that's what that rune is standing for. Now, remember I said you have to have your calendar, or if you're going to get your download one, go to Lot of Time, and you can download the calendar PDF file to your laptop or your computer, and you're right in it. And then all you have to do is go to 13 Moon and figure out what your kin is so that you can follow which one of these symbols you are that's activating on these wave spell timelines. Okay? Because that means it's a lot of potent energy that you're going to be dealing with. All right? Okay, let's take a look at our card read for today. That'll tie you into what your energy is and what you're going to be sitting with. And so everyone, your part tonight is going to be getting your journals ready, getting your pens ready, getting your crystals out and what you're going to be utilizing, having your mindset on how you are going to be approaching the dark moon energy that's coming in on the 22nd, 23rd, okay? So you have plenty of time to get that together. Let's take a look-see. And I got the crystal grid, excuse me. I had a cabbage fish salad today. It was so good. Yum. And we're going to do the star code. Now, keep in mind if you want a reading for the dark shadow self, you need to let me know and I can put you in for a read for that. And then that can be your activation key. Now, keep in mind, when we do those type of readings, those are going to be activation reads. That's going to jumpstart something that you want to move towards and move into. What I want to do is get you to take that step and take that action. And don't second guess yourself. All right. Here we go. Cosmic companion. There you go. Those of you that just don't have your partnership, you got a cosmic companion. You just make sure they're a benevolent being of truth from source. Period. You're going to bypass all the artificial stuff. But a cosmic companion is also your higher self. Okay? Your higher self. Look at this episode we have is manifestation. We got the grid of manifestation. And then we have, for our star codes, we have Libra, which is for balance, and that's the number 7. And then we have the opposition, which is confrontation. We got this last time. But that confrontation, I want you to look at that as a part of fighting against shadow. We're also going to add into the mix with the water codes to work with the body, to do some cleansing work, and so that your body can start releasing things that you wanted to release. So all you have to do is just show up and be here. Show up and be here. Be present. And these are the ones that we do so good at, where we all tune in and we do it. Now, the videos will be up. You can always come back to the videos, especially here on YouTube. Everything will be up, so it'll fit your time frame of doing your work. Okay? You are important. So let's step into that with you and moving you forward. All right, lovelies. So tomorrow we'll tune in with that. All right. So with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. This should be good. Get you started. After I do my teaching, then you can go over, as soon as Marty has her video up for the day, then you can go over and do your video. All right? She'll have that up probably later on in the evening or something around that time. All right? Then you can go and get some sound therapy. All right. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here at Be So Light, where in the next 10 days, you're going to definitely be your light. No doubt about it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.